Hey all you gamers and geeks, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at Enshrouded Update 4. There is a ton of new content that came out in this patch, from new materials and items, new weather systems, entirely new biomes, environments, new monsters, upgraded graphics on some things, a bunch of new gear, not to mention the fact it still has its greatest quality, which is you can just jump off things and sail through the world. They also have new NPCs and villagers, but today we're going to be talking about farm animals. More specifically, this is going to be your complete guide on everything you need to know to get your first pet and your first farm animal. So stay tuned. The animal mechanic is fascinating to me. I got so excited about this. The idea of being able to take those animals to your base, adding more life and adorableness to your base. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do it. And I kind of struggled through how to get my first pet and what the hell to do with it. So today I'm going to walk you through how to start that quest line, exactly what you need, and what the benefits are. So let's get started. First thing that's going to happen is you talk to your alchemist. He's going to say, hey, go over and get some food to get your cat. So you go over to the farmer, you get your cat bait, and there are ingredients that are required. The hardest one for me to find was this Stinging Nettle, which I can't recall ever finding before, so that took a little bit of work. But as I said, this is a complete guide. So I'm going to walk you through every single ingredient on this, but don't worry, everything will be time-stamped down below, so feel free to save this video. You can skip to the specific category that helps you. First, the bait. The cat food bait has 4 ingredients to it. First is raw lean meat. The meat on this list is pretty easy to find. Raw lean meat and the raw wolf meat both can be found in the starter area. So we're going to hit our map. You can either hit the cinder vault or where they tell you to build that first base. I'm going to drop down to my first base. And right away, we can see there's a rabbit who gave us our raw lean meat. That's the first piece of meat that you need. Here's our wolf, and he's giving us our raw wolf meat. The third kind of meat you gotta go a little further north for. So we're gonna head to the Revelwood Spire. Just off the side, we're gonna head towards this flame altar over here. There's usually 1 to 3 boars right around this flame shrine, but if they're not there, jump off one more time, and there's a little village here that has tons of boars around it. There's also a little boar cave just to the side of it that has about 5. So we get our boar meat, and now we have most of what we need. Now for the tricky bit, Stinging Nettle. We're going to pop back up to the Revelwood Tower, but we're going to go off to the left. I'm going to jump off towards the tavern over here. Here, I'm just going to show you my path. There aren't really easy markers to be like, oh, it's at this square, go look for it. So here you can watch me jump off the tower. I'm flying towards the tavern. Here it is up on the top here. We go up this hill. And this is the Blue Goblet Tavern right here. Following the path just a little bit, there is this hilly rock formation to the left. We're gonna go up there. At the top of this rock formation, and there are some indigo, some strawberries, there are these leafy ferns, but you'll notice this little bush here. There's only about 3 to 5 of them in this area, but this is the vegetation we're looking for. It is, again, you pick it up and there's your Stinging Nettle. Here's a second one. So this is the area where you can pick those up. Now we head back to our base. We go to our seed beds, and we can now get seedlings of these to perpetuate the growth of these plants, so we can continue making the cat's food as well as bait. Whenever that's ready, plant it, it perpetuates, you'll have more. So that is making the bait. Next, we're going to talk about getting the cat. One more time, we're going to head back to that same Revelwood tower. And they're off in the distance, one tower in the trees here to the left, but in between where the top of my hat is and that tall stone structure, in the distance, in the shroud, there's another tower. That is the Alchemist Tower. That's where we're going. If you have the best quality glider or updraft, or if you have the skill that lets you coast for longer, you can make it from the Revelwood Spire right to the Alchemist Tower. However, I started a new character for this run. I do not have the best glider, so I'm going to land on this little hillside here so that I'm still up high enough and I can coast right into that building. So now from here, we're going to jump to the Alchemist Tower. You want to aim for the tiled ceiling, because right on that tiled roof, there's a balcony and there's a back door on that balcony, and I found this to be the easiest way to enter where you have control over being able to leave. You just walk in this back door, you fight a couple of rats. The first cat is right here. So I blow up this back door here, and there's the cat. So you take your bait from your inventory and you put it onto your toolbar just like any other item that you use. You then want to hit your C key and crouch. Now, as I'm coming towards this cat, you see the yellow question mark? That means that the cat is noticing you. It's not alarmed by you, but it notices you. Hold still. Wait for that question mark, that timer to time down. That's the cat just kind of acclimating to you. That's perfectly okay. Once the question mark is gone, walk over to him, and as soon as I'm able, I pet him. Now this exclamation pops up. If you see the red exclamation mark, get out of line of sight immediately, because as you see here, that exclamation mark fills up, and when it gets totally red, I lost that first heart. So now I'm going to go around the corner, and I'm going to have to do this again. I'm out of sight, it resets, I then see the question mark. I throw the bait down, and I walk towards it. I then give him a little pet, and that first yellow heart turns red again. The exclamation mark came up. I'm moving around the corner until it's safe. I'm then going to inch up. See, there's the question mark. I wait. I take a couple steps closer. Okay, so now the yellow heart is flashing again. I can approach. I walk over. I pet the kitty cat. As soon as that animation is over, I move out of the way. I get out of there quickly. Now the exclamation point's up again, so I'm moving right out of line of sight. Like I'm just getting right away from this cat as best I can because I don't want to lose another heart. I see the question mark this time, throw the bait. It's now comfortable. It's going to walk over and eat that food and not see me as a threat. Yellow heart is flashing. Question mark. The question mark can come up many times as long as you pause until it fully counts down. The cat will trust you. If you see the exclamation point, get out of there really quickly. You don't want to necessarily jump up and run because then it'll just be a straight exclamation point rather than filling, but you want to stay crouched and get out of the way. Then you can pick up your cat once you've done it 3 times. You put it in your inventory, you take it home. You have your cat bed, you have your cat bowl. The cat says, I'm hungry, so we're going to put some meat in that bowl. Now our pet is happy at home, and it's given us a little buff. So we have our cat, that is our first pet. We're now going to go and get our first farm animal. So we drop back down to our farmer. We say, excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to get some bait. We're going to get the goat bait next. The goat is the easiest of all of these guys to get. If you try and approach it out in the open, it does get startled. So the best location I've found for getting the goat is if you go to the Cinder Vault. If you head to the Cinder Vault rather than going to your first base, you get a slightly better vantage point. As you look off the edge of this balcony, you can see there's that first shroud right there. We're going to jump right over this structure and use these pillars to our advantage. This area is usually rife with the goats, the bunny rabbits, and wolves, and they get spooked really easily. So we're going to use these pillars. There's always about 4 to 6 goats around here, and by using these pillars to our advantage, we're going to be able to deke behind these. So there's a goat, exclamation point, we move around behind the pillar. I'm going to throw some bait, and now I'm going to step out. You see the yellow question mark, he calms down. This other one's going to get angry and run off, but we're not worried about him. We pet this goat, easy as pie. First time, there's our first goat. I did this a few more times, got 3 goats in this area. Now I'm going to head back home. Before I left, I did prepare some beds and stuff. So we're just going to put him on our toolbar, just like we do with anything else that we're going to place in the world. And we place him next to the bed. Now he says he wants a food dish. So we're going to put the food dish down. And I have 3 goats, so I'm going to put that 3rd goat bed here. So I'm going to move these bowls downward. You get the food made from the farmer, just like the bait, and you fill up the bowl. It says that it's empty. You can add 1 or count it down, or you can add the full amount that you have in your inventory. Now that those bowls are full, our goat is happily eating and has no needs at all. He's a happy little goat eating his food. So we're going to place our last 2 goats. Now this last one, because there's no bed for him and there's only 2 food bowls, he's also saying that he has some needs. We're going to run back to the farmer, get 1 more goat bed. Now we have 3 happy little goats. All of the farm animals will give you a produce of some kind. The chickens give you eggs, maybe feathers. One of the bigger animals gives you wool or something like that. And the goats give you milk. I've prepared a couple little stables for the animals to live in our base here. I'm thrilled to be able to play with them. I love the way they look. They're so cute. Their animations are glorious. That is your first farm animal and your first pet. I am going to do the dog and the rest of the animals next, but I really just wanted to see how this mechanic works. I wanted to get it out because, believe me, the first time I tried to do this, it was not so easy. Fucking cats, god damn it. Just eat the food, eat the food, eat the food. God damn it. Why won't you just let me love you? So I had some struggles trying to get that cat. And when I figured out how easy it was and that I was making it so much harder for myself, I thought, let me share that with you guys in case you are also out there getting equally frustrated. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. You can also subscribe. I do not have a regular upload schedule. Whenever I'm doing something in a game that seems fun or interesting that either I want to catalog or I think you guys might find helpful, I post it so you guys can enjoy it. It's mostly going to be tutorials on this channel, I think, as I learn something in a game that I think might be helpful. So hit that subscribe button so you get notified when I post something new. And don't forget, you can just save this and come back to it anytime if you need to find locations. I do want to do for Enshrouded is I hope to do a full resource guide. They changed the location of a lot of things, and I know I'm struggling to try and find where they are. So I'm going to do a full guide on exactly where to find the different minerals, the different materials, the different vegetation, just where you can find things in the world. So look forward to that video as well. If you're also enjoying Enshrouded, please drop down in the comments below. Let me know what you love most about this game. For me, hands down, it's been the glider, though these animals are a pretty close second. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!